Yo, welcome back to the Diamond District YouTube page. I am Tabs, aka VVS. I'm a recording and mixing engineer out of South Africa, Johannesburg. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. As per the time recording this video, the channel is now sitting at 29 subscribers. Thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed. I hope that you continue to enjoy the content. So in this episode, we are going to explore how to mix South African trap vocals, as you've seen in the thumbnail. And this example, what I'm going to use is a song called Amabuto by Blacksoul. So without wasting more time, let's just check it out.
Zwana namabuto Aspane mini nasebusuku Ajaka la mapupo Aspeli moya sifaka umfutho Zwana namabuto Zwana namabuto Zwana namabuto Zwana namabuto Engizocingweni nomalume Uvuma ingoma uvuma iculo Uthi uyalixhasa leli bhubo Mina nolova sidala umshubo Awushaya isiqede shaya umculo Mengishaya isprite ngifuna ikaphi ngicela two Awunjengestove saparafin size kakhulu Musha uvalo ntwana ngcono usale emuva
Let's go through how I process the vocals. So on the lead vocals here in orange, you might be familiar with my color scheme already. We're just going to check out the hook and I'm going to solo that lead. So the first thing that's obvious is that you can hear is obviously the auto tune that's on there and the reverb and delay tails. I'm going to bypass the reverb and delay. Then I'm also going to bypass all the processing that I have on this track. And we'll just go through it, each processing at a time. So the first thing that I'm doing with this Waves Tune Real-Time plugin is that I am I've had it to the scale of the song, so I just set it to the scale of the song, which is C minor in tenor, and so you can just basically see the settings that I have on the screen. I'm not trying to get it too auto-tuney because it's a rap vocal, and with rap vocals I want to keep them natural, a little bit processing but not too processed. After that, I'm following that up with an EQ. So it's just a stock EQ. I'm taking out some nasty frequencies. As you can see, I'm just notching out some frequencies there. And then I'm following that up with compression. This is light compression because I'm using a 1:2 ratio. So let's just check that out. So just basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to keep the vocals controlled a little bit. And then I'm following that up with an SSL channel strip from Waves. Let's see what I'm doing here. So I am boosting a little bit of 3K. On a wide band, I am taking out a little bit of 500 hertz with a narrow Q, and that's about it. I'm not doing any filtering or anything like that. I don't think I'm also compressing or anything like that. Yeah, so that's that. And then second last in the chain is a de-esser.
Ajaka la mapupo Asipheli moya sifaka umfutho.
So you can hear a little bit of bite as far as the EQ coming from the SSL channel strip, but I'm taming that with this de-esser from Waves. And then the last in the chain, as you're hearing, as the vocals are going, there's background noise in between these vocal takes here. And I'm controlling that through the NS, which is a noise suppressor 1 from Waves.
Butho. Asipane mini nasebusuku.
So my main idea or purpose of using this plugin, especially where it's taking down the noise in between the vocals, is because in those parts I have the vocal reverb and the delay going in those spaces, so I don't want to have those two clashing. And then when it comes to the backing vocals, so on the individual channels, I'm just doing pitch correction, and then both of these channels, this hook back 1, hook back 2, they are both going to the Bex bus, which is this one here. And then what I'm doing there, if I just go in and bypass everything and bring everything in as I go, is this. So EQ, and I'm following that up again with same settings as the lead vocals as far as compression goes. And then the SSL channel strip, this time I'm doing the opposite. I am taking out a little bit of 1K because I feel like those were too sharp, and because they're backing vocals, I want them behind the lead vocal and not be up front. I'm also doing a little bit of a lift in the higher frequencies around 8K. Also taking out, let's see, 7K, around 500 hertz. I think those are some Madia frequencies. I recorded these vocals through a AKG 414 microphone, which is a decent microphone. Tends to be a bit bright, but every microphone will behave differently to every single vocalist, rapper, or musician. Cool. And then I have a de-esser following that up, taking out frequencies around 6K. And then I have a wider from Infected Mushroom through Polyverse at 55%. Let's see what that does. So it's just pushing it out on the stereo field. Yeah, just pushing it out on the stereo fields. That's that. And then the last thing in this hook are these harmony vocals where he is actually singing. And then what you'll hear and see is that on this harmonies track, I have that automated, but where you can actually hear it properly is around here. So yeah, let's see how I process those. So because there are all these purple tracks, these two are the same, and then this one is the low one. So what I did, also pitch correction, and then EQ, notching out some stuff. As I mentioned before, the AKG 414 tends to be a bit bright to my ears. So I'm just taking out those frequencies. These two are identical. I am doing pitch correction there, following that up with the same EQ. And then I have a auto pan plugin. This comes stock with Pro Tools. And yeah, that's that. So that's just panning left and right as the vocals go. So let's listen again. Okay, so I made a mistake there. So I think there is one that is actually lower, and then this one is a bit higher, and it's just panning left and right. Cool. So let's listen to that hook again.
Give me back, but that's more. Aspane mini nasebusuku. Ajaga la mapupo. Aspeli moya sifaka umfutho. Zwana namabuto. Zwana namabuto. Zwana namabuto.
So not to waste too much time, as you can hear, these ad libs are going left and right, left and right. So let's see the ad libs. These two tracks, they are hard tuned. And then I'm using an EQ to give it a telephone effect. So let me just go here. Yeah, so that's that. Just telephone effect, and it's going left and right. And then let's quickly jump into the lead vocals. So let's just check out verse 1. Then I'm using the same thinking as I did with the hook. So let's see, what am I doing there with the lead verse vocals. So I'm doing auto tune there. You can see the settings on the screen. I am following that up with an EQ. And then I am doing light compression. And then same thing as I did on the hook lead, de-esser. So same thing really. The only thing that changes, if you look at the sends here, is that if we go into the second verse, so that low pitch vocal that's supporting the lead is coming in. So I just automated that on this track here. So, and what I have there is literally just Sound Toys little altar boy, and then I'm just basically taking the pitch down -12. And then the mix has to be full or fully wet because it's on its own sand track or effect track, whatever you call it in the DAW terminology that you use. And then I'm also giving it some stereo width. Cool. So let's look at my master bus. I have T-Rex as always to give me level. I have the tape plugin from Waves, Crema tape. And then I think on this one, I also used the NLS channel plugin. And then finally my limiter, because this is just a metering plugin. So that's that. And then before that, all the vocals are feeding into this channel here. And then on there, I have light compression one more time just to sandwich everything and make sure everything is leveled up. And then I'm doing a little bit of EQ. So I'm boosting 5K, 4 dBs at 5K. I am taking out 4 dBs at 3K because I think that was sharp. I am taking out 2 dBs at 240 hertz, and then yeah, that's that. More DSM, and then EQ, and a wider. Just this one is a bit light. So I mean, because this mix is very old. I mean, I did this mix, you can see on the screen, 7 October 2020. So I didn't have a lot of the plugins. I didn't, my plugin collection has grew since then. So I didn't have most of the plugins that you saw in the recent or the previous tutorials. So I'm just going to play this song one last time. Thank you for watching. I'm going to leave the details of the artist in the description below. And consider subscribing if you're enjoying this content. I will see you in the next video.
Senza show Sanda give me back but that's for no more Aspane mini na sepsuku Ajaka la mapupo Aspeli moya asfaka umfutho Zwana na mabuto Zwana na mabuto Zwana na mabuto